Welcome to Film Riot Mondays, where
You're tired.
I am
Very tired.
I need sleep. I haven't had it. Hey Ryan, how's it banging? Hope you, Josh, and the crew are well, but here's the thing, my tripod broke, bearing in mind that I'm a student. What's a decent tripod that you'd recommend? There's a couple, if you don't need to be fully locked down, if it's okay to have a little bit of sway, I think a monopod sometimes is a better choice because you have more options there. You can definitely get a very stable shot, but you can also do kind of mock dolly moves and use it almost as a stabilizer in some way. So that's something to think about. But for a straight up tripod, check out this episode right here. We break down a few tripods at different price levels. There's always a stage for me in filmmaking when you feel like the biggest failure of the world and a disgrace to your family. Do you have any tips on how to deal with these feelings? Nope. But rest assured, you're not the only one. Take comfort in the fact that it's all of us, just all of us. The first assembly of anything is the most depressed I am ever. When I put together, it's just, what have I done? I've ruined my career with this one thing. There's always that moment where you just feel like a big phony, a fake, and a failure. And it's at every level. Even some friends that I have that are making big Hollywood movies actually say the exact same thing to me. So feel good knowing that you're not the only one. In the bar fight, what deal did you make with your location? They had to be closed while you filmed, so did you reimburse them for their losses or work it out another way? We lucked out in the fact that our stunt coordinator is friends with the owner of that location. We did go a little bit over, so we did reimburse them for the time that we went over, but other than that, we lucked out a lot with someone who actually knew the people who owned it. And that's usually how I try to find locations, is ask everyone first if they know of any place that is similar to what I'm looking for, and then build from there, because it's always easier to go to the route of people you know, even if you're paying for it, than not. Hey Ryan, I'll start shooting my first short film next Friday after 3 months of pre-production. Any tips to mentally survive this? I'm totally stressed out. I'll do most of the jobs on set myself, except sound recording and acting. About half the short films that I've made were done that way. It's just a matter of planning, making sure you know exactly what you were trying to do, forwards and backwards, and then staying flexible while you're on set, like we've talked about a ton, and having fun with it. Don't try not to stress out too much. It is nerve-wracking. You should be a little bit stressed. That's important. That means you care and that you're trying, but just rely on the people around you if you trust their ideas, and just have fun. Trust your instincts while you're on set making this thing. If another idea presents itself that definitely seems like the way to go, follow your gut. When planning Action Month, what was the process for deciding what action scenes to do? Were there any ideas for action scenes that were scrapped? Most of the action scenes didn't end up being what I originally wanted to do, so those original ideas were scrapped and kind of turned into something else that was very similar, but not exactly the same. I think the one that altered the most was Car Chase. That was very different from the end result that we ended up coming up with. But no, it was a very fast-paced sort of turnaround to where I didn't have a ton of time in pre-production. There were no storyboards, there were barely even shot lists. It was kind of just show up, look at the location, and make it happen. A lot of that was kind of forced because of some of the issues that we had with locations and whatnot. But for those, it was just, what sort of fight scene do I want to do? Or is it a car chase, or do a fall? It was more based around the stunts. What's the stunt we want to do here? It's with cars. All right, now let me build the story around that. It was sort of that, because we were looking to do, they weren't really short films, we were looking to do very specific techniques to teach on the show. So it was an interesting starting at a stunt and then building a scene around that sort of scenario. Film Riot videos look a lot better in recent days. What's changed? We've talked about this on the show a few times, actually. Before, the quality wasn't quite up to par because we weren't fully focusing on Film Riot. We were focusing on a ton of different things, and we had to make the choice to kind of give Film Riot the minimum amount of time to get it done and still be a good show. Still tried to make it the best that we could, but we could only give it so much time because in the background, we were working on a whole structure of things like getting into the studio, bringing in more people, networking, building projects that we're wanting to do. Like Action Month is one of the fruits of that behind the scenes labor. But now, as we've said before, we're really focusing in on Film Riot again to get it back up to the quality that we want it to be and beyond. now we're geared up to start taking the show to where we want it to go. Last question. Yo, when we get that sweet, sweet Monday challenge back? We mentioned that we were going to be announcing it this Monday, but we moved it to next Monday because we came up with an idea that I think is going to make for a much more fun return to Monday challenge. So we'll be coming back next Monday. So get your gear and your friends ready. We have some great prizes, something from Mocha, some earbuds from Meze, which are the ones that I use whenever I'm shooting. I use it to monitor the audio. They're non-intrusive and they sound great, but we'll get into that more of that next Monday. I'm also not going to talk about what the challenge is this Monday. We'll talk about that next Monday, but I will say that it's going to have something to do with the episode we have coming out this Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. If you're a budding filmmaker, entrepreneur, innovator, domain.com is the place to go when that next idea hits you. I know you've heard me say it a million times. The available list of domain extensions is growing, but you now have the opportunity to build your site and your brand in ways that weren't before possible. Choose from a growing list of 400 plus domain name extensions like .com, .org, .design, and .club. And to show you some love, they're giving you 25% off their already affordable prices when you get domain names, web hosting, and email. Just use the coupon code FilmRiot at domain.com's checkout. And when you think domain names, think domain.com. So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. This one is Spielberg giving a tour on a golf cart through the Universal backlot, which I completely geeked out over. Just seeing the title alone just made me giggle with delight. But you know how much I love that man, so take it or leave it. But I think you should take it because it's pretty amazing. And until next week, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.